Hello everybody, welcome back. Um, I was recording and chatting away and doing stuff upstairs. As you can see, my power tripped. And yeah, that recording's gone. So we are back again. And we're going to carry on where we left off, shall we? Alright, let's just do that. We are upstairs today. We have made quite nice strides in the master bedroom, which is good and bad. I have a canopy bed here. It doesn't have a cover yet. We're going to play with that, but let me know what you think. I went for very light colors. I like this carpet, so I thought, you know what, let's use this and then sort of play with the colors that are in the carpet in the bedroom. So yeah, we have the start of a bathroom in here. It's not huge, but it is big-ish. We have a really nice little sitting area here, and then you can see I was playing with walls. This is the bathroom on the other side. This is a little bedroom here. Then we go over the wall there. There's a bathroom, and then there's a tiny bedroom here. Probably this sort of little child's bedroom. We can maybe even make that into a nursery and put a cot in there instead. So yeah, welcome to my chaos. I'm quite liking it. I don't know what you think, but it's always good to ask these questions. I want bedside tables, but we've got to have something with a bit of shape to it. Oh, I also redid the downstairs, which is, no, that's a heart. So it's either this one or this one or that one. Let's see why. Oh, it's the carpet, don't worry. So let's just copy that. I'm going with white, gold handles, and we can figure out the shape of the handle shortly. The details, I think let's just go straight white with everything. And that one as well. And then we can copy the handles from that. Oh, really? Really? Oh, what do you think of the cupboard? I like the curves on the bottom, so I just pinched some shelving and stuck it on the top. Don't even know if the yes, it does open. Ha! Does it close? Does it close? Yes, it does. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So, which one do we like? With the bed, with the start of the canopy, maybe that one. Let's see what it looks like here. We could go for either of them actually. Actually, I'm tempted to go for that one. So let's do that. And get rid of that one. I like the drawers. Did I not delete you? I swear I deleted you. If you've got any ideas of changes, let me know. This was fun to build, this full poster, but I quite like that. A lot of the full posters have got curtains. That will be in my next job, and you can see there's sort of like edges that I haven't quite aligned, but we'll get to that. So lights, do we have a light switch? Have you noticed they suddenly have given us a candle tab? That is new, so I'm not going to argue with that. I am happy for that, but it's just something to be aware of. Alright, table lamps. We are probably going to go something a little crazy, like, oops, sorry, that flickered. I've got images open again. Some of them are more modern, but I think, let's see, if we go with, I don't want the white wood, let's go with maybe the birch. Might be too pink. And suede. I'm going to go slightly off. Yeah, that might be, what am I doing? Maybe the ash. Let's see what that looks like. I just don't like the lines that they've put on these lamps. They're not my favorite. Maybe we should do blue here on the details. Yeah, no. Let's not. That should be fine, because that sort of tones in with the colours on the carpet. That's pretty. And they do lighten up nicely once they've got the lights on. I'm quite amazed that this is one of the patterns, and this is an image I got off the internet, and they're fairly close. I just wish there were more colors in this, because that works pretty dang good. So with the full poster, it's going to be very complicated getting an overhead light. Some of these lamps I don't even, they didn't register with me, and I haven't really been looking at overhead lights, so it's actually quite interesting to see what is available. I think I'm going to go with wall lights again. Should we do these, or should we do that? These I find are a little clunky. Oh, maybe that. For something different. Let's go with the ash. How is that got a pattern on it now? I want smooth. Smooth is good. Let's see what this looks like. These are tiny in comparison now. Alright, let's... Look at the size difference between the two. That's crazy. Alright, let's just... Ugh. we're gonna have to. The other alternate would be to make this gold. Hey, let's do that. And then we can change that. And we can maybe make that gold. Ooh. Yes, I like that. Okay. I cannot make this gold. You will see it isn't an option, which is unfortunate. So we'll just go with the plastic. Otherwise that would also be gold. Alright. That is probably now going to be too big. Well, let's just stick it down there for now and put these lights up. Are going to have curtains over most of that wall, and on each side here. Do we put a central one? We don't like central. Let's see how bright that's going to be. It's not too bad. Yeah, let's put a, can I please, don't worry, can I please duplicate that? Thank you. Wow. I'm having a day. My brain is on strike. The electricity is on strike. Everything's on strike. But hey, life is never boring. The one thing I haven't done, I'm going to keep one of these. I'm going to put it on the dresser. It's huge, but it's fine. I haven't put a stone or anything down here. Let's lift this up a little bit. I was planning on doing that and then I just got distracted as usual. I'm going to just use a little brick. My friend the brick. Let's take it from here. That should be enough. Awesome. And then, should we make it posh and go with perhaps marble? Do you see it's got the grey streaks in it? And that is cream. Let's see what that looks like. It's not too bad. I'll take it. There we go. Better. Now it looks like the fire isn't going to leap out of the grate. Certainly distracted today. Apologies. I just, yeah. I get frustrated when I have lots of recording and then suddenly it just vanishes. Is that too wide? I think it is. Alright, let's go down one. Yeah, that's better. I'm thinking of putting a helmet across here. I'm thinking of this. Don't you think that would be quite pretty if I put it right the way across. I think that's quite cool. Now, let's see if we can actually get the curtains in. I think I'll move this up. Otherwise it's just going to cause trouble. There we go. Colour for curtains. Should we go with white? Should we go with yellow? Let's see, can we copy? Not bad actually. Quite like that. Alright, let's take, dang it. That will work. These are not going to fit because of the cupboard and the dresser. Let's just move this out a little bit and then it will be easier. I've got precise placement on, don't I? I can just use the move tool. And our friend here, I like that this actually can be placed anywhere and there's no hitbox on this, or what's it called? It can go behind the curtains, on the curtains, around the curtains, everywhere it needs to go. Let's just move this down a smidgen. I think that looks pretty dang good. Let's bring this down again. Oh, dang it. It's a dang it kind of day. Awesome. Now we can make the curtains the right length. You'll notice that I put the wood grain on the bottom here. I will go ahead and do the paneling. I just didn't think you guys wanted to watch me do paneling the whole time I was recording. We also played with various colors, but I think this yellow is very pretty for the bedroom. It's a nice cheerful color, but it's not too intense. Okay, we can probably put a table and some chairs here and a bookcase. So I'm looking for probably a small dining table. We could probably make this a little funky and make it gold with the white wood. That's quite nice for tea in the morning. Just sit here and have a cup of tea. Or maybe here. I've got shapes of chairs. Where are they? I had a nice little area. We don't have that chair. We don't have that chair here. think that's a little over the top. Maybe, I wonder if I place this, can I play with it? And you can see it looks very heavy in here. But if we play with it, you know what? Yes, that is the wood. Seat we can do suede, and perhaps in that, I think it's that blue. Alright, so that would be is that too fancy? Yeah. No, let's not do that. Maybe just a straight armchair. I just like that arm, the shape of the arm on this one, and the curve of the arm on that one, but we don't have that much option. We have very few here that have arms. I think we can push our luck with that. Let's push it with the American ash. Let's do gold for the heck of it. And should we do... that is the color on the bed. Yeah, no. Ugh. No, that's terrible. All right. Shall we try again? Any suggestions? I think of everything, I think I'm going to use this one for now. Yes, it's not fancy, it's not elegant, but it's what we have. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I keep telling myself that. Alright, then I wouldn't mind some tall bookcases for each side of the fireplace. But again, I want something with a little bit of shape to them. If we had the curvy bits, we could make our own. That's okay. Okay, let's just place that and see what it looks like. Right, let's copy this, shall we? Onto there. I know there they are. Does that make any sense in here? Let me know. We've got quite a bit of paneling on the door. So I don't know if that might See, that's almost a TV cabinet, but that would actually fit there quite nicely. Or we've got that one, which doesn't fit on the it doesn't fit on the picture. Right, let's take this one and see how it looks. That actually doesn't do too badly there. Okay, I'll take that, because then at least you can put a couple of odds and ends in there. We do need plants in this room, and the reason there is a big gap next to the wardrobes is I'm looking for a tall mirror. So we have a mirror. I'm thinking we have a shelf. Can we use, how wide is this shelf? This shelf is pretty wide. It does a thing. It certainly does a thing. We could probably put a little vase there and a flower in it if we so wished. What color should we use? Let's go for the yellow. We can maybe just put a single flower in. What would we use? Let's think. How about a sunflower? There we go. That's quite cute. Sort of, you can check how you're looking before you go out and smile when you see the sunflower. And these lights are definitely not lined up. I would like to add many things in here. There are a lack of many things. And I think we need a couple of plants, because it's very bare. Now, I did keep this contraption, but I'm liking the thought of the bath in front. Sorry, I'm walking away from the bedroom now. We'll come back to it just now. I'm liking the idea of the bath in front of the window. That appeals to me. I also am thinking of perhaps putting the toilet on this wall and turning the door around. There we go. So that, oh yes, now I can put this back and I won't walk into it again. There we go. So we've got the bath, we've got the toilet on the side there, and I would like to put this somewhere else, but not in here. This is the main bed, in the main bathroom, the main ensuite. So I want to try and build some more sinks, and we can use this in here. And with that, we can actually probably use, I just wish this was, they haven't given us the options yet. No, they haven't. That's unfortunate. If we could have alternating left and right. That would be perfect. But we don't. So we are going to probably use black. Let me, yeah, that's probably the best one. But I do want these taps. And seeing as we're in the master bedroom, you know, let's go with perhaps the white marble. Keep it really clean. And yes, we'll line it up. We just need to connect those so that they actually work like that. These then can come out and connect with each other. So there's not 4 legs, there's 3. And then these can come through a little bit closer. I know they're not as modern, but now we just have to be careful, because as soon as we go too deep, the base starts pushing through, so we can only go down so far. Dang it. There we go. And what do you reckon? Should we go with a wood? I wouldn't mind using perhaps the ash. Let's do that. Do we have those little, I think, knobs? Let's do knobs. That's pretty good. And then we need our little block, because we're now going to build instead of let's see, I would like marble, that one, and then we'll move everything forward a little bit so that it's not looking like it's being sucked into the wall by some random vortex from somewhere. Okay, then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to use one of these. I think it's this one. Let's just double check. This is the smallest one. And now we can, why am I flipping it over? We want to pull it like that. And then we'll just extend that out a little bit so it doesn't cram the basin. Okay. Now we can just clean it up and make it pretty. this just adds something to the overall look of the place. Okay, let's do that. And then we just need a couple more blocks on the sides, but I will do that at a later stage. So that's basically our wash basins, which I quite like. And then obviously we can go into our bathroom products, and we can go all out on the gold stuff. I'm regularly not a gold person, but you know, every now and then, and that will work. Literally, we can have some nice big thick chunky towels. And should we go for yellow, or should we go with the blue? Maybe the yellow. The yellow is quite pretty, especially with the gold taps. Come on, I know you want to. There we go. Now the last time I used 2 square mirrors, but this time I'm going to use the big mirror here. Then we can actually just build an edge around it. I'm guessing I took the grid snapping off. Yes, I did. Nope. Now, if I could, I would get a frame, but I don't have very fancy frames in my images at the moment. I have okay, it will be further up here. This is the only one I really have at the moment, and it's silver, and it's got a logo on it. Oh no, there's a gold one. Hold on. Let's see if we can make it. I don't think it's going to fit on the mirror, around the mirror. It will fit on the top and the bottom, unless I resize it. That's not going to work, is it? But we could always do it twice, so it sort of has that feel to it. Okay, let's copy that. It's got the overlap. That's not too bad. It will do. Ooh, gee. It will be okay. I like the edging. Bit better. Come on, I know you want to be recognized and seen. I see you. Yeah, not perfect, but okay. I'll take it. And then of course we've got to still do tiles and stuff. Now, what I'd like to do and what I plan on doing are two different things. Simply because what I'd really like to do is the wood paneling, but it's a pain. Let's see. Let's start with 2 and see what it looks like. You see, it doesn't, these tiles aren't big enough. Alright, so what we've got to do is choose. Do I want something super glossy? Yes, I do. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. The only thing I hate is that it's got that cut line there. If we go bigger, actually that's not too bad. I'll take that. Because then it does look like paneling. And that works. Okay. Yay! See, I'm having a, sorry, I'm not as cheerful as I usually am. I apologize for that. And we'll take this to the plastic, because then it's nice and bright, and there we go. Now if we flip that, we get the molding for the top, which is awesome. Only probably is. We're gonna have to move those pictures a little bit forward. That's fine. You can come forward. There we go. Because these are PNGs, they're transparent backgrounds. So, yay, that works. I like that. And then we can use that same molding for the top. Now the only question is, do we use the wallpaper in here for the bathroom? Should we see what it looks like? Actually, that's pretty nice. I quite like that. And that does bring it through. We just can't put that on the window frame, which is unfortunate. But you know what? It's okay. If I wanted to take that extra step, I would be able to use a wood piece. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to the top of the window instead of the top of the, can you see there? Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Okay, so that's pretty cute. I'm going to change this to white and gold. go. Not quite the right toilet, but you know what? It's good. We can use it. And then I think I would like curtains in here. Perhaps just on the sides. And then with another one of those that one. They've changed the texture on these damn curtains again, which is a pain. Maybe just like this on the side there. There, and which one did we use? This one. Actually, that could be fun. I tried to use these for the top of the bed, and it's a mission. Actually, like that one for here. You know what? Let's go with plastic, glossy plastic. As you can see, it doesn't actually come up really white, but it's fine. It's almost got a grey hue to it. There we go. That's quite cute. Okay, should we use tiles in here? I would like... I suppose we're going glossy, so we might as well go glossy, but I would like perhaps the herringbone. That will be good. How big is that? Just for something different. I think that might be too big. Let's do that. Actually, you know what? The bigger does look better. Alright, so I'm going to consider that almost done. We've got lots of add-ins and bits and bobs that we need to add. Fancy little odds and ends and plants and towels and everything. But I'm going to walk away from it right now, and I'm going to show you what I want to do out here. Now, as you can see, this is still the cream that we've got here. Now, if we go to this cream, the next one down is a slight... Which one are we on? Do we want to go this far? Obviously we do need paneling, but just as a little point of interest here, it could be quite fun with the white curtains, because yes, we're going to go with white curtains again. these ones, if I'm not mistaken. Should do bronze. Yeah, it's not those ones. That's for darn sure. No, let's just put them on. I think it's these. Now, what I was wanting to do was just literally can I please open you? Ugh. I never learn not to resize them before I've moved them into the right place. Okay, they are never going to match up, and I do want more. So let's change these to what we want. Like that. And then we can copy. We're not going to be able to get any more of these, but it's fine, we can pop them out here. Let's start shifting stuff along, shall we? Let's do that. Trying to fill these in so they look a little bit better, but that doesn't actually work either. Alright, let's open you. That'll do. Only problem is when you close it, then you have problems. Yeah, that'll do. And we need more of you. Let's see. Awesome. Ultimately, my goal is if we're standing here, we are not going to see gaps in the curtains. And then we will eventually fill them in with, ooh, okay, that one, no, that one, yes. Okay, one more. Okay, should we size these now? And I would like them, actually, you know what, before I do that, let's put this down. Otherwise I'm never going to be able to see where to put it. doesn't quite line up with everything yet. We can shift them about a bit. I wish we actually, I never liked tie-back curtains, but you know what? Just for this one build, I would like a curtain with a tie-back. Oh man, you have to be so far away to actually line them up without having to do them 3 times. Is it that one? Is it that one? Is it that one? Does that look right? That'll be fine. And then, as you can see, they're not all in line either. I like that. Now we do have a sofa for this particular event. Ha 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 ha. Look at that. We can put one there. Yeah, we can put one there. And colors to be determined. I will probably go with a very neutral palette. But I think that's pretty good. Now the only thing I want to do is cover up this whole thing here as well. So let's, I actually just want my little baby block. That just makes a very simple pelmet. And do we want that color? I think so. There we go. So you actually have, you know what, I think I want to do that white. Let's just steal that. And why is because then you can actually see that curve with that straight line behind it. Should we do wallpaper? Should we do a wallpaper? We've got that one on the bed in the master bedroom. It is a little hectic, but if we take it to there, what do you think? It's pretty good. Quite like that. And if we... Oh, come on. We wallpaper this whole area here. Not bad. sort of brings in just a hint of pattern, a hint of colour, should we extend this down to there perhaps, and then the colour and the pattern pops quite a lot, and then we can always put some paneling there if we want. Let me know what you think. I have got to the point now where I'm not quite sure where to go from here, but I quite like that. Should we keep these? Okay, this is wood. I wouldn't mind going with perhaps the light beach, and actually, you know what, I'm thinking of the cream. Very neutral. Oh man. There we go. Then we can get a nice table. Do we want a fancy one or a very simple one? You know what, let's go with I'll play with the colour of it. It's a bit big, isn't it? That's going to be too big. That's the shape I'm looking for. Is that too tall, do you think? It feels weird if you go there and you can actually see the wall behind it. Quite like that. And then maybe a large plant or something. Shrub? Should we go for... not a shrub. How big is that? Yes, I'll put it in a pot, I promise. Something like that, maybe? Is that bigger? It's wider. I think that might be too wide. Yeah, that one will do. Should we use one of these? Nope, that one. That's not bad as a sort of something as you walk up the stairs. As you can see, that's definitely not centered, but it's fine. Let me know what you think of this paper. Should I keep the wallpaper or should I turf it? But I want to change that. Let's use the light beach for a change. And I say beach, I promise. It's quite cute. And then we can probably put a carpet. I'm not sure if I've got a neutral carpet. Let's have a look. Got that one. Just got to figure out how to make these things bigger. There we go. I think that's what we have downstairs in the dining room. But that should be fine. There we go. I quite like that. Obviously we need pictures on the walls and mouldings and crown mouldings and kick plates and all the rest of that stuff. But that's the sort of feel that I was looking for here. For the top landing. And then upstairs we did a little bit. We have the housekeeper's area. This is the bathroom for her. This is where the fireplace is. So it's either her bedroom or her sitting area. But I think probably her bedroom. Then on this side is another area for her. And in here is the storage where we can put shelves and boxes and some furniture and stuff like that. So the house is coming along slowly but surely. As you can see, these I haven't perfected yet. I will get to them. But we have put the moulding up here. Haven't decided on color yet. But I think that is pretty. And it definitely is something different. So guys, apologies for losing half the video, more than half the video, but we did more stuff. Let me know what you think, where we are right now. And I did show you the entrance. I think I might have showed it to you in the other video, in the beginning of the video as well. This is our main entranceway. I've color coded the mouldings now. We have taken that huge bookcase away and we have this instead, which I think is actually very pretty wallpaper in this area here. And this is the back area where you go into the dining room and the living room on this side, and then that's outside. Now I'm interested. I didn't, aha! We now have see-through glass in the doors. So if you haven't found that out yet, we now have the option for glass in the doors. It's still a little wonky, but it's actually really cool because if you have a look here, you can actually color your glass now. So if you want pink or purple glass in your front door, you can, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously you can be more subtle about it, but yeah. So just something else that I stumbled across. So let me know what you think of how the house is coming. I'm going to leave it here, and if I've got my brain and I've put it back into my head, we'll be back here on Friday. Alternatively, we'll be back at the lobster bar. The lobster bar. You see what I mean? We'll be at the alligator bar, which is not going to be the alligator bar anymore. It is going to be another kind of place. So yes, it's going to be a club. That was one of the suggestions. So it's going to be probably have a little eatery, maybe a tea garden outside. There's going to be a place to order a sit-down meal, and then there's going to be a party place on the top floor. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, please subscribe. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.